looking at the squads that were released yesterday, it looks like you're predominantly fighting fit. Max Caputo, the only absence. How have the boys pulled up from their win last weekend?
Very good, very good. We had a couple modified players throughout the week, but last 2 weeks we only managed to have 2 proper training sessions between the games. So this is the first week after several weeks where we managed to put 5, or we're going to be able to put 5 training sessions between the games. So we worked quite hard first 3, and now we're going to focus a little bit more on our opponent.
How did Florin pull up in his return from what has been a very long-term injury absence?
Good, very good actually. He was a bit sore, which is normal. So he just had a general soreness. I think a lot of boys say just general soreness. Apart from that, nothing serious. And yesterday we had day off. Today we are back. It's more like a tactical session today, so we're going to see how they are all today. Tomorrow we are traveling and train in Sydney, so we're going to have a training in the afternoon. So I hope that we won't have any problems today and tomorrow, and we can select from the strongest possible squad that we can.
Well, I mean, on that, right, I guess firstly, can Florin start if required? And secondly, how exactly do you fit him in now, given that you've got such a well-oiled attacking machine already with your front 3, lots of front 4 really, with Marco Tilio, Nabut, Lecky and McLaren, and you've got Van der Ven, Valon Berisha. You've already got so much attacking talent. How do you go about fitting Florin Bernier in there?
Look, at the moment, we still need to be very careful with him. He hasn't played 90 minutes for a long time. So to throw him into the starting lineup, it would be irresponsible. So we need to be very careful and slowly progress him, give him a little bit more game time. Once he's ready, we are going to manage how to play them all. We got excellent fullbacks that are not starting. We've got Nuno who's not starting. We've got Andy who's not starting. We've got Flo who's not starting. So we've got a very good game changers, if you want to call them that way, because they are all capable of changing the game and adding to our football style. So at the moment we can use them the way we want to use them and when we need to use them. But soon we're going to have someone being suspended, someone's going to getting injured, so there will be more game time for everyone.
How do you manage that as a coach, Rado? Like, what sort of conversations are you having with your game changers that aren't starting to keep their morale high and keep them as engaged as the players that are starting?
Look, we obviously, when I came in, there were several players that were away with the national team. There were several players that were injured. So you kind of start with X amount of players that are on your disposal. And all of these players have performed really well for us. So at the moment I'm in the mood. If it ain't broken, you don't need to fix it. And all players fully understand that. They are all I'm talking to them and explaining where they are in the scheme of the things. But as I said, very soon they're going to need some game time, more game time than what they are getting. So, there may be some rotation policies that we're going to start introducing soon.
And on the Wanderers, Rado, first time City's faced them this season, defensively a very stout outfit under Marco Rudan. How do you go about breaking them down?
Look, they are a very, very good team, not just defensively. I think they are good going forward as well. We've just been looking at their game against MacArthur when they scored 4 goals. So they possess that danger. Defensively, they're well organised. They got very solid back line. They got 2 defensive midfielders. When they are defending with big numbers, so it's not easy to penetrate. So we just need to be patient, and we need to play our game, and we need to try to outsmart them in that front third, their back third, as much as we can, and then obviously stop them from having the fast transition moments, and they score goals from set pieces, they score goals from open play. So we need to be very careful with with our defending as well.
And just last one from me, mate. Before I let Rado, I just wanted to ask, mate. We saw the sanctions handed down and the news that your abandoned Christmas derby against Melbourne Victory is going to be resumed in the 22nd minute with you leading 1-0 in April. What's your reaction and the squad's reaction to that?
Look, it doesn't really matter what our reaction is. We have to play. We're just waiting for confirmation of the date. I believe Tom Glover will kick off the game on whenever it is. That's it. What can you do? You just go with the decisions, and we will try to do our best.
I guess it's good too that Aidan O'Neill, the goal will, he'll get that goal.
Well, yeah. So I think he is the happiest out of all of us. He's got his goal, which was fantastic goal. Midweek game, we play maybe 75, 6, 7, 8 minutes, so it won't be a full game. It's not something that we needed 3 games in 1 week, whenever that is, April or March. We need to think about that. Obviously, we're going to have several players who are going to go and play for the national team in FIFA window. Some of them may play 2 games in that window, so it just adds up, and definitely something that we did not need, but it is what it is. We will turn up, and we will finish off the game.
Hey, Rado, just on that, I think James Johnson was saying the other day that regarding Tommy like Glover, that even though there was no punishment for him, he probably shouldn't have thrown the flares back. Like, sort of how has he responded to that, and sort of what's the club say about that?
Look, I don't know who said what. I think referee was very, very close to Tom. I'm not sure if he told him to throw the whatever over the fence. But if there was something that he did that referee didn't like, he would probably book him. So I don't think that there was any malice in it. He was just annoyed that those flares were thrown at the pitch instead of maybe just behind the advertising board, where there is this famous bucket with sand, and it's easy to put it out. So, but it is what it is. We move on. Tommy is fully recovered. Hopefully things like that will never happen again in Australian football.
And is the club satisfied with the Victory sanctions, or do you think that they should have been deducted some points?
I think they have been deducted some points over three.
Suspended. Yeah.
Look, it's as I said, it's out of our control. Those decisions were all out of our control. Whoever made those decisions, they know why they made them, we are happy that it's over. We are happy now that we can just concentrate on football ahead of us. And I think same is with Melbourne Victory. We need to forget about that incident and we move on. And as I said, hopefully this will never happen again in our game.
Mate, before you were talking about the Wanderers, you said you studied their win over Macarthur. Did you have a look at their loss to Perth, or you think that was just a bit of a random one because of the venue? And
look, when you look at the opponents, you kind of look who they are playing against and what formation that team is playing. Perth Glory was successful, but they are playing different formation, different structure. So it's very hard to compare, for example, Brisbane Roar and Perth Glory, because they played with 5 at the back. They got no wingers. So it's a different analysis when you look at that. But with Western United and MacArthur, it's probably more similarity to the way that we have our structure. So maybe it's a little bit easier because players are in similar positions in attacking and defensive phase. So it's a little bit easier to compare. But also you wanna analyze your opponent when they were at their best. And I thought that they were at their best against Sydney FC at the beginning of the season, and definitely against MacArthur.
And Rado, with the transfer window, anyone coming or going?
Not at the moment. Everyone is healthy. There's no injuries. There's no need for injury replacement players. So we are happy with the squad. There's no news